Good morning. Um, Starting out exactly how we wanted when our keys to victory this past week was we want to start fast. Came out with a 3 and out, all right? So I was happy about that. Everything after that, highly disappointed where we coached, highly disappointed where we played. I have to move on to this week. We got to get better. Any questions?
Mike O'Hara.
Yeah, Coach, thanks again for doing this. Really appreciate it. You've had a couple of rookie draft picks, Barnes and McNeil, who played all 16 games. What does that say about how they prepared themselves to play and maybe a little bit of luck in the injury?
Say that one more time.
Okay, you had two of your draft picks, Barnes and McNeil, who played all 16 games. What does that say about how they prepared and, got through the season? Maybe a little bit of luck too, but just from your mind, how they able
We have to get a lot of credit to our strength staff, all right? Because for the most part, those guys do a really good job as far as keeping our guys healthy, as far as their body's concerned. Also, their preparation during the week was getting themselves ready to play. So, anytime in this league, because this is a physical game that you go out as a rookie, you can play 16 games. The wear and tear of this league, man, that's something you got to give credit to the player, all right, and give credit to the strength staff also.
Great, thank you.
Justin.
Wondered if you had any more to maybe say about that last loss. What kind of learning experience, if any, is it when you have that consistent, I guess, of failures, drive after drive after drive? What can they grow from that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I wish this league was a league to where every game you'll be at your best. I wish this was a league where every game that you can go out there and win every game, but that's just not how this league is. This is the NFL. And sometimes games like this happen. I told our guys at halftime, listen, I've been a part as a coach and I've been a part of as a player. All right, so the one thing that we have to do is continue to play hard, continue to play fast, continue to play physical. All right, you always look at these games and wonder what the hell happened. And sometimes, man, you just get steamrolled. I mean, some teams just have your number that day. All right, so to me, that's how I see it. That's how I'm looking at it, and I'm going forward to the next week.
And I was hoping maybe, so when you got to New Orleans in 2016, one of the worst scoring defenses that year, not a great pass defense. By the time you left, one of the better scoring defenses in the NFL, one of the better pass defenses in the league. And so I'm curious what, if anything, you can draw from that experience, that turnaround, and apply here. Was there a moment, an addition, something changed culturally that helped flip that switch defensively in New Orleans that you can apply here?
Well, I can say exactly what I just said before. At that time of the year, you just said it, as far as our defense in general, it wasn't on the top of our level. What we did is we kept plugging along. There was no, we didn't waver or what we believed in. Schematically, we did some things that were different. Obviously, you start bringing players in, other players leave, right? But that's just how this league is. But the thing that I think it was most important is the players didn't waver and the coaching staff didn't waver. There's a belief system that we have, and we continue to believe that. And once you start to get that, the players really start to understand the culture of the team. And you start seeing teams start winning consistently after that. So to me, I see it the same way, us being here. We're not going to waver at all. Listen, we understand the outside noise is going to happen, but we understand what we believe in. We know how we've been playing, and this is one of those games that just happened.
Thank you, Aaron.
Jeremy.
Thanks for your time all season, Aaron. I wanted to talk about Tracy Walker, guy who's grown, I think, a considerable amount this year. I just want to, where have you seen, I guess, the biggest changes from week 1 to week 17, week 18 now?
Well, I think the communication aspect of Tracy has improved just drastically, since week 1. We ask a lot of our safeties. We really do. And the one thing he's done, he's bought into everything that we're trying to get done in this defense as far as a safety perspective. He's grown. He's grown in that. And he's also become a leader as far as linebackers, as far as getting everybody together and watching tape. So that's what we expect of our safeties. All right. Again, they're one of the captains of our team because of the communication we ask him to do. And he's going to continue to grow. Now, as far as making plays and all that, that's one thing you saw flashes of with him throughout the season. And you're only going to see him get better at that because I think he's understanding the scheme a lot more than he did from week 1 to week now.
And he's obviously a free agent after this season. So
Yeah.
I know you've expressed, you want to re-sign all of your guys. Is he maybe a priority that you'll kind of be?
Absolutely.
I know it's not your decision, but
We like good players. And if you're a good player, we're looking to sign you.
thanks, Aaron.
Dave,
That keeps it the most simple it can be, right? Sign good players. I got a couple things for you. Just one thing back to the defense. I think this is 2 straight weeks where maybe you weren't entirely pleased with the defense. I mean, I know last week the numbers were there, but if I remember right, maybe you said the numbers weren't, the only thing that you need to look at. So, and I know you don't want to make excuses, but you guys have lost a lot of players, a lot of key players at every level. And there's a lot of young guys that are playing. Is there any sort of like wall that they've hit? I mean, and is there enough time to still get it back for this last game here, if that's the case at all?
Is it enough time to get back for this last game? We have no choice but to get back for this last game.
Yeah.
Listen, we have no excuses, man. This is a league to where they don't care. No one cares. All right. The only thing that people care about is who's lining up and who's playing. And once you're on that grass, right, you expect to go out there and perform. I said this the past couple of weeks. And every one of these guys that we have, they're in the meeting rooms. Everybody's cashing the check. So I expect you to be at your best every time you go out there. So we're definitely not going to sit there and have a pity party on who's playing, who's not playing. All right. The thing that we have to do as coaches, get the guys ready to play. And the players have to execute what we're trying to do.
Fair enough. Will Harris, what role do you think he's best suited for in the future?
You know what? Will Harris has a lot of value as far as a player just in general, because he's played every position in the back end that you can imagine. And there is a lot of value to that, because I had a guy like this named PJ Williams with the Saints, and he was just like Will. Actually, he wasn't as good of an athlete as Will, but the one thing that he was very smart. At the drop of a hat, we can put him in that position that he didn't get a lot of reps in that week, right? You see Will doing the same thing. And it's just the fact of his mentality of being that type of guy. Because there's not a lot of guys that don't want to do that now, all right, especially in this league, because of, they care about who they are. They care about being comfortable at one position. And Will's a guy that said, listen, coach, whatever you need me to do, we'll do it. So there's a lot of value in that player. So I can't just sit here and say he's going to be this or that, right? He's that piece that we can put anywhere we need to at a drop of a hat. We need him.
Does that give you flexibility in the offseason with whatever?
No doubt it
you
does.
want to add? Yeah.
No doubt it does. All right. When I see the Saints play now, I still see PJ in all these different spots. All right. So I see Will the same way. And this league has become a league of flexibility, right, and versatility. So the more guys you can have like that, they understand what their role is, and they can maximize those roles. We make sure that they're successful in those roles. Man, there's value to those type of guys.
Last thing is, I think you had one head coach interview last year. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but what are your expectations for that in the coming weeks? To have other head coaching interviews, and if that opportunity comes, how has this season helped you get ready for it?
Very simple answer. I want to be the best coordinator the Lions ever had, and that's all I think about.
No head coach, nothing on the docket right now, at least.
I mean, if it happens, those things happen, man. But listen, this is a huge job that I have right now, and I want to be the best I can be at it. And I want to be the best that ever came through Detroit. I want you guys to say that at some point, that he was the best coordinator ever, right? And that's what my goal is.
How should we judge that? What's the how would you define that?
Heck, I don't know. You guys have all these deals. You could do that. My job is to go out there and be the best that I can be.
Fair enough. AG, appreciate it. Thanks for everything all year.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
all right, guys, one more. Eric Woodyard.
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
How you doing?
Coach, I asked Jared Goff yesterday, when you think about Dan Campbell in his first year and just the staff, he talked about the steadiness of Dan, even with the highs and the lows. For you, from your perspective, being on the staff with him, what was the moment that y'all shared or something that kind of showed or defined the season for as far as being on the staff and just shows kind of the character of Dan as a coach?
Well, I would say this. Obviously, me and Dan been knowing each other for a long time. When he first hired me, I can just recall me and him sitting up in my office, like it'd be 2:00 in the morning, man. We're talking, trying to put things together. This player, that player, this scheme, that scheme. And man, the one thing that I can say about him that has never wavered is his thought process, his belief system, the way that he go about handling players. And that's pretty impressive, right? Because you don't see it a lot, especially when you have the ebb and flows of a season. One thing that I would say about that man, he's never wavered on who he is, what he's about, and what he stands for. And that has taught me a lot. That has taught me a lot about that. And I think players, they really do respect that, because now they don't have to come in and say, okay, what mood is he going to be in today? Right? They know exactly where Dan's going to be at. And that's something that no doubt that will be a part of who I am as a coach moving forward.